Hi, today we are working on this fig tree. We are going to take it out of its pot, bare root it, sort the roots out and repot it in pine bark. And also these branches have got totally out of control. These will be pruned back drastically. So stay tuned. Hey, it's me, Iqbal Khan. If you have not yet subscribed to mikbonsai, then click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to subscribe and receive notifications as I upload new videos. Wojak is working on the tree. He's trying to loosen it. It's coming through. It hasn't been tied in with wires. We did check that earlier. Right, it's out, and we'll move the pot out of the way. We will basically remove the soil and free the roots, and from the top first, working our way around and the bottom, and then we will bare root it. We have been working on the top of the pot, the topsoil and the sides, and we are now going to turn the tree and start working on its bottom. So there we go, and that's the bottom, and we are going to sort of start removing the soil, and we'll catch up shortly. We have bare rooted the tree, and I'm now going to remove these roots which are sort of quite high up, and they need to come off. So we will just work around the tree and take these roots out. I'll need a knot cutter to deal with these. They're quite thick. This will come out again. This is sticking way above the surface, and working my way around to here. So these also I'm going to take out. They're way too high, and also interfering with the trunk line. So that's that one, and there's this one here. This will also be taken out. So I'll take it out here and then go in and fine tune it, fine cut it. And again, this one is too high, so we'll take that out and work my way around the tree, removing roots which are too high. And on this side, I'm going to remove this one as well. This is again way too high and not doing much for the trunk line. It detracts from the trunk line, so that's that one that's come off, and this is now going straight up. So we will remove this one as well. And with fig trees, the roots grow fairly quickly, and if you have to propagate, stick a cutting of the branch into the soil and it will very quickly root. So we have no worries on that score. Also, I'm going to remove this one at the bottom. So let's try and cut both of them together, and then take these out. Yes, better, and we'll continue. We'll come back to this side, and here I'm going to take this one out. Again, this is sticking way above the soil level and making the trunk line very unattractive. There we are, that's out. And now try and get that out. It's quite a big one. There it is, so that's out, and so is that one. Slowly getting there. And then this one, that's quite a big root, but it was in the wrong place. So we will take these out and tidy up this cut. That's a bit better. And working round the tree, there are these roots here. Difficult to get to, but we'll somehow try and get to them from here. There we are, and that gets rid of that one there. Right, as you can see, these roots are quite long and very thick. So I'm going to reduce this root to about here, removing all that, and again gradually work my way around and see which other thick roots can be removed. And I think from the, let's just comb them out and see how they look at this stage. So these are too long, so we'll just prune them back to there, and these to about there, just like a haircut. If you turn it, right, turn it, just shortening the root ball or the length of these roots. Right, as far as the length is concerned, that's fine. So we will now take a look at the bottom as to see what's going on at the bottom. Basically anything that I can grab hold of which is growing downwards, I'm removing, as we want more of an aerial root structure. Right, I think that's as far as we can go with the bottom part, and the top I'm quite happy with. That is our root work done, and we'll just clean up. We are going to start repotting it, and we'll firstly put pine bark at the bottom, and that's what we're going to use. That's a good position, and if you can cover it all up, and then we will use the chopsticks and drive the soil more in from the sides. I think basically we want to drive the soil where we took all the soil out from in between the roots. That's where it needs to go. These chopsticks, they always do the trick, and we will be done with this shortly. Right folks, there we are. We have finished repotting the tree, and also I've placed some very large stones around it to stabilize the tree because we haven't wired it. Right folks, I'm going to start pruning this tree, and it needs a very, very drastic prune. It's quite bad up here with the taper. So I'm going to completely remove this and then go back in and tidy it up. So we'll take this out from here. I'll cover it up with cut paste to avoid it drying out, and also cut it in such a way so that when it heals we don't have a bump here. Here I'm going to reduce this branch to there. This one is going to go back. Oh, this is dead, so I'm going to completely remove this. This branch I'm going to reduce to about there, and this will be reduced to about there. And going round, this is not doing very much, so we'll just cut it back and remove it completely. There's about 3 branches coming out from the same point, so that can cause a problem. And then reduce this to about there. This one will be reduced to there. This is going downwards, so we'll completely remove that. And this will be again cut back to there. So you can see it's quite a drastic prune, and something that needed to be done, and we'll leave that for the time being. And working round, so we come to these branches here. They're getting very long, and so the only thing to do is to prune them right back and improve the ramification as the new branches grow. This part, there's a risk that it will get very thick. This branch is coming from here. There's a number of branches, so I will remove this one completely. There we go. And then work on this side. This again is going down, so I'm going to take it back to where it is straight. Also reduce these. I think I will remove this branch. There's 3 coming from the same point, and so then we have these 2, which I will shorten slightly to about there and there. This is not doing very much, so I'm going to remove this to about here and see if this branch does anything. If not, it will be removed completely in time to come. So we're now at the top of the tree, and again cut the branches back to there and this one to about there. It's already back budding, this one, so we will reduce it to about there. Right, reduce this one to about there, and here again there is too much going on here, so I'm going to completely remove the I think this lower branch I will remove and retain these 2. This is again too close, it's going downwards, and then there are already these branches here, so I'll remove this one completely. Straighten it out, and also there was a bit of a inverse taper developing there, so this definitely is the right thing to do to get rid of that nasty inverse taper. And I'll use the knob cutter to remove the rest of it. Now, having done that, we'll take another look at the tree before deciding what else to do with it. I think I'm going to remove this branch here, as that is the front of the tree, and these branches give it more depth. So this branch I'm going to cut right back. And I think this also is coming straight at me, so we will remove this one as well, and it will also enhance this branch. This is in the way, so we will remove this as well. The knob cutter, go in and clean it up, so when it heals it's a straight cut. And I think this one I'm going to reduce as well to about there, and I'm going to do something with this branch at the top and reduce it to about there. Right, I've had another look at the tree, and the branches are still too long, so we are going to do further refinement and further pruning of the branches, and that one goes to about there. And then the ones at the top, we are going to reduce yet again to there and there, and same thing with these two. So that again I'm going to take it back to about there. I think the branches are far too long, and they really should be short and thick, so they should have been pruned back. So every time the branches grow, the new branches grow, let them grow along and then prune them back, so we end up with sort of 2.5 centimeters, 3 centimeters, about a couple of inches or just below that in length, and that is what is needed. So this one also I'm going to go back to about there. The tree, after we've applied the cut paste, so I'll give it a quick 360, and that's where we started. That's the front. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do, and hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button and you won't miss anything. Until the next time, this is Iqbal Khan for mikbonsai in West London. And now for the afterthought. I was not particularly close to my dad when he died, which is lucky because he trod on a landmine. You dig,